You know when you see a woman and she's just so magnetic, she just has that it factor. And it's not because she's the loudest in the room or she's wearing the most expensive clothes. She doesn't need to be. It's just energy. And that kind of presence isn't an accident. And it's also not something you have to be born with. It's about knowing how to carry yourself, and that is something you can build. Not by completely becoming someone else, but just by changing a few small things. So these are 12 micro habits that will shift how you're perceived and that will help you instantly be perceived as a high-value woman. And you can start doing them right now. Hi, my name is Maria and I show women how to become their best self and build a life they absolutely love. So if that's something you're into, make sure to subscribe. Now let's first clarify this term of being a high-value woman, and let's talk about what it is not about. Being a high-value woman has gotten some backlash over the last couple of years because it is often associated with doing things just in order to attract a man. And let me clarify, this is not why we are doing that for. Being high-value helps you elevate yourself. It makes you feel better about yourself. It improves your self-confidence, your self-love. It is about striving to be a little bit better every single day, about improving your life, building a life you absolutely love. So being high value has nothing to do with attracting men. It has nothing to do with getting validation from friends, family, or people on the internet. It is also not about being better than someone else. This is not a competition. We're all just working on ourselves for ourselves. It's definitely not about appearing perfect online and painting a picture that is fake just in order to, I don't know, get likes or seem like you have your life more together than you actually do. So it is definitely not about pretending you are someone who you aren't or faking it. It's all about energy, presence, and carrying yourself well. Now let's talk about the habits. The first habit is exclusivity. A high-value woman doesn't surround herself with people just for the sake of not being alone, because she knows that being surrounded by bad people, by people who will talk badly about her, by people who try to bring her down, people who are jealous of her, that is worse than just being alone and enjoying your own presence, or being surrounded by a few high-quality people. When it comes to friendship, it is quality over quantity, because you can have a bunch of friends, but you might end up not actually having any true friends, like not actually having anyone who truly cares about you, who would be there for you unconditionally. You might just be surrounded by people who are constantly in a competition with you, who constantly try to bring you down. You might not even notice that. That is always a danger when you strive for quantity, which is why it is important to be comfortable with being by yourself, enjoying your own presence. If that means doing something alone, that is fine. Start new hobbies, go to events alone, go on vacation alone. It is not that scary. If you want to do something, do it. It is way better to do it alone than to do it surrounded with the wrong people. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to subscribe for more videos like this, and also follow me on my Instagram, follow me on my TikTok. I post a bunch of videos over there too, so if you want the daily motivation and some insights into my life, make sure to follow me on there as well. The second habit is removing gossiping and talking negatively about others from any type of conversation, because you do not raise your value by lowering someone else's. I think we all know that it is not nice to gossip about others. It's low vibrational and it shows a lack of confidence and just hobbies. The other aspect of this is that people remember how they feel around you. And no one feels truly comfortable next to someone who's always speaking bad of others, because there's always the risk of walking away and suddenly becoming the subject of the conversation. And no one wants that. And I have to say, I learned this from my own experience. I had this friend who would always talk badly, kind of in a subtle way, but often badly about other people. Whenever we would meet the person she was talking badly about, she would be really sweet to them, and I didn't realize she was doing the same with me. The second I would leave a room, she would talk badly about me, and she's continuing to do that. The conclusion from all of this is a high-value woman doesn't entertain drama, she protects her peace. Let gossipers gossip, don't entertain that, and just protect your energy. Don't compare yourself to others. High-value women don't compare themselves to others. Not out loud and not in their own head. Comparison is just bad energy. Doesn't matter in which context. It lowers your vibration. You're literally vibrating at the lowest frequency, and it's just not necessary, because once you realize You don't need to be better than someone else in order to be valuable. You actually start being more confident. You start loving yourself more. Your self-worth has nothing to do with someone else. Instead of asking yourself, well, what is that person doing? What is this person doing? Ask yourself, how are you doing? What can you do right now to improve your life? What have you been putting off recently? What is something you can do that would make you happier? Those are actually important questions, not what someone else is doing. Because if you always strive to be like someone else or you try to be better than someone else, you're always one step behind. You will never be authentic. You'll never be truly yourself. Direct eye contact. Don't be shy, because eye contact shows confidence. It really shows the person that you are not hiding. You don't need to avert your eyes while speaking to them. Even if you're more shy, more introverted, you don't like speaking a lot, you don't like meeting new people, that's okay. Whenever you do meet someone, whether that is a new person or someone you've already known, when they're speaking or when you're speaking to them, always look them in the eye. You don't need to exaggerate. You can look away every now and then. You don't need to be like this. But look them in the eye. Eye contact is so powerful. A lot of people don't even realize it, but it can really change the way that someone else perceives you. And I know this is not about men, but I've heard a lot of my friends say oh, I really like this girl that I went on a date with, for instance, because she wasn't afraid of looking me in the eye when she was speaking to me. And that just gives you plus points. This eye contact thing also holds in networking events, when you're giving a presentation, when you're maybe talking to a professor, to a coworker, when you're trying to get a new job. If you look people in the eye, they will just immediately assume that you are confident, you know what you want, you know who you are, and that always gives you plus points. Having a good lifestyle. Honestly, I feel like this is a universal thing that everyone should do. It is important for so many reasons. You just need to take care of your health because no one wants to be unhappy in their own body. But specifically, if you're trying to be high value, if you're trying to show that you are that girl, you need to take care of yourself, because that girl, that woman, she works out. She works out because it is good for her body and it is also good for her mind. She eats well, doesn't restrict herself, but she makes sure to eat enough fiber, to eat enough greens, to get her protein in. She makes sure to sleep well. We all need our beauty sleep. She makes sure she's always clean and looking presentable. And also she journals, because journaling and being in touch with your emotions always helps. It helps you feel more at peace. It makes you less stressed and helps you make better decisions. And these are habits that high value women just have in their routine and that they do consistently. Not in order to impress anyone else, but in order to feel good. Saying thank you when someone compliments you. One sign of insecurity and something that immediately makes you less magnetic is when someone gives you a compliment and you just say, oh, well, but no, it's fine because it's actually ugly and I've had this for a while. Say thank you, for God's sake. Just say thank you. The person is complimenting you. They have good intentions. Just say thank you. They're also gonna be happier if you just say thank you. Don't try to make yourself look smaller. If someone compliments you, be happy about that. That is a good sign. And just politely say thank you so much. Accept the compliment. That is the best thing you can do. But also, do not fish for compliments. Fishing for compliments gives off desperation. Don't go around saying things like, oh my God, I look so ugly today, or oh my God, my dress is so ugly, waiting for others to compliment you. People can see right through that. It's not subtle, it's not cute, and it also doesn't show that you are high value. It shows insecurity. It gives off insecurity and desperation. A high value woman decides she looks good. She knows she looks good. Okay, maybe she's not having the best day. Maybe her hair is a little bit of a mess. Maybe she has a pimple on her face. That is fine. That is absolutely fine. You don't need to fish for compliments. You should walk around knowing that you look good. Because that quiet confidence, that energy is what makes you magnetic. Be kind, but don't be a people pleaser. There is a huge difference. Being kind means having this default setting of being nice to people, especially when you're first meeting people. There's no reason to immediately be rude to someone you haven't even met. However, don't be a people pleaser. If someone is just not a good person, if they're trying to cross your boundaries, if they're making really bad jokes, if they're being pushy, then you can walk away. You don't need to entertain that. Don't be a pushover. Say no politely, but walk away. People pleasing is fear-based. It shows that you are looking for validation. That is, again, not cute and not a sign of confidence. And while we're at it, have boundaries. Again, default setting is being kind to people. The second people are assholes, that's where you draw the line. Draw the line at the first sign of disrespect, okay? You can still be nice and kind, but again, don't be a pushover. If someone is being shitty, set boundaries and be aware that it is okay to enforce these boundaries. Saying no doesn't make you a bad person. It also doesn't make you a less valuable person. Honestly, one of the most high value skills is being able to say no to people and to reinforce that. You don't need people around who don't respect you. You are selective with your energy. You don't give people the time of day when they're not being respectful because you know better than that. And if they're not respecting you, they do not deserve to be around you. Next is speaking slowly. Rushing and always trying to say something as fast as possible can signal that you're nervous. And it also signals that you don't want to take up too much of that person's time. However, if you're high value, if you know who you are, then you are also confident in taking up someone's time. And you know that what you're saying is interesting and valuable, and it's okay to take up someone's time with that. Be feminine in the sense that you're letting other people help you. I know, you're probably capable of doing everything by yourself, you're independent, and that is a trait that I admire as the oldest daughter. I truly think that that is a very valuable trait and something that will help you throughout your life. However, just because you can do it alone doesn't mean you have to. Accept help from people. There's softness in letting other people help you, in being aware that it is okay to let others help you. It doesn't make you a weak person. It shows strength that you know when you can let others help you. There is power in just being in your feminine energy and knowing when to receive help gracefully. And lastly, stay mysterious. Not everything needs to be shared, and oversharing is often a sign of wanting validation. Let people wonder about you because silence speaks. If you catch yourself saying TMI, but maybe don't. I don't think there's anything quirky about oversharing. And also, I truly dislike people who trauma dump because, again, that is not cute, that is not quirky, that doesn't show confidence. It again shows that someone is looking for validation, that they're not very confident, that they're even trying to maybe emotionally manipulate someone with their sad stories. There is a difference between hanging out with your bestie and talking about everything and anything. But when you are meeting someone new, when you don't know someone well, when you are in a professional scenario, when you're at a networking event or on a first date, for the love of God, do not overshare, please. Instead, let people wonder about you. Silence speaks and it makes you more energetically attractive. Now, bestie, please go out there and slay the day, be an absolute menace to society. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.